Hi, my name is Newell Davis with World Composting, and today we're going to review our bin that has the pine shavings in it. So this is a 2-week update. The last update was on the 6th, and today's the 20th of April, and it's time to get that update going and see how the bin's doing and see if the food is gone. I have more food ready to go in case it is. If not, we'll cut back a little bit, and we're going to check it for bugs, see if any mites are in there. We did put the bags back over the top to hold the moisture in, so we'll see how the moisture content is as well. So let's go and take a look and see how this bin is doing. Alright, as you can see here, our date of 4/6, that's our last update. Today is the 20th, so 4/20, and I'll write that on here after this to make sure that we keep that going at least every 2 weeks. Let's shift this back down here. Now, as far as the bags go, let's just take a quick look here. First bag, nothing on it really, not surprising since it's sort of on top of the others. Second bag here, quite a bit of stuff sitting on here. We've got one worm right, oops, let me just get this in view right here. So we've got one worm. So I'll make sure that that guy stays on there, but we're going to move that off to the side as well. And then on the last bag here, let's just take a look. Again, some stuff stuck to it. I'm not seeing any worms on here, but it looks like it's good. So I'm going to move that off to the side as well. And now it's time to start digging in here and see how things are going. As you can tell, all the shavings in here look moist, so that's a good sign. And I can't remember where I fed last time. If I had to guess, it's probably in the center or on this side, since this side is a little bit less. Let's just sort of dig in here and just take a look. Overall, materials, as I said, it's pretty damp. I did see a worm in here, right, let's see, right here. Just make sure it's focused on here, but there we go, there's a worm right over there. Alright, so let's just dig down in here now and just really see if we can find anything. So a couple worms in here, they look pretty big. Not seeing much food. I think, is this a cocoon right here? I think I see my first cocoon in here. Let me just zoom in right here on my glove. Right there, there is a cocoon. So that's a good sign. And hopefully we'll continue to see more of those in here. Although they are hard to see in this type of material, they sort of blend in. Not seeing too much in here on this side. So that side didn't really have a whole lot going on. Let's dig in this center section here and just take a look. Okay, this is where we fed last time. I could tell now. They could see the banana peel in there, some worms working on it. It really feels a little bit more moist over here. You can see right now that there's a whole bunch of worms right there. So you can see that they're really working at this material. And oh, here we go. There is the mass of worms that I was looking for. So as you can see right here, it's a very citrusy smell. So I must have had some lemon or lime or orange peels or something in here. But there's a whole bunch of worms here. As you can see, I think there's a clementine peel right there. So it looks like they're doing pretty well. Still food in here though. I don't know if I should feed more at this point, although I'd like to keep this kind of going. Let's just move this down just a little bit. So let's just see if there's anything in here. Another big stack of worms in there. So those are doing pretty well, it looks like. So overall, this is working. Oh, here we go. Here is a mass of worms right here, and actually there's more with them. This is a 2-part mass right here. This is kind of a ball of worms right here. Let me get that to focus. And you can see that they're really working at whatever this was right here. I'm not sure exactly what it was, but it looks like it might have been, I don't know. It might have been a piece of orange or something. It looks like it might have been orange. It definitely smells citrusy, whatever it was. They are working also on these leaves from a plant that we had in our house. So these are also getting worked on. So this is looking pretty good. Still food left in here. So maybe I could do a small feeding off to this side and give them a little bit more time to work on all of this. But that's a good sign that they're working at this pretty well. I didn't see any mites either. I think what we're going to do though is we're going to dig in over here. We're going to add a small feeding too over here. I think the moisture content in here is pretty good. I don't really want to add a whole lot of moisture to this, as it's still plenty moist right now. But we can add a couple more pieces of food maybe over here. If I can grab them out of here. Always have a couple pieces ready to go. Actually, I have tons of food ready to go, but just only a couple pieces over here. So here's another banana peel. And I think that was some, this is some cantaloupe that's frozen. And an apple and another cantaloupe. So we'll just throw a little bit of food in there. We're not going to throw a whole lot since there was still quite a bit left over here. And we're going to just bury this underneath here. As I normally do, just sort of bury that. We'll dig up this side a little bit to leave this one a little bit shallow. So we can show which side is empty and has not been fed at all. So there we go. We've got our high sides over here. Low side right here to show sort of where it's, we still have more food to go at some point. I don't think moisture's needed. I think the air content's good in here. You know, I'm not seeing any mites or anything really, so the moisture content looks about right. So I think we're gonna just put the bags back on and leave it right there. If you notice, I didn't add any of my crushed eggshell or crab shell this time. I feel like it might be a little bit, I think that this one might not need it at this time, since I didn't add a whole lot. Usually I do that when I add really large feedings. I like to add a little bit more just to make sure that it processes and there's that necessary grit that they need near the food. But I've already added quite a bit to this system, and I think we're just going to let it sit now for a bit. You know, the couple weeks that we let it sit and go from there. So overall, the system's still doing pretty good. I am adding these bags on top to hold in that moisture a little bit lower into the bin, since this one does not have a top on it. I'm not putting any cardboard underneath it. It's just the bag itself. There are air gaps around the sides, and also, you know, on the corners especially, there's a lot of air gaps. So I'm not too worried about airflow right now. If I notice that it starts to smell, I will definitely take these off and let it just air out. So that's my update for this week. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, please leave a comment down below.